term 2. First, we have the reading passage. Hope all of you are ready with your book and paper and pen so that simultaneously you can solve the paper with me and we can answer. You can read the passage and then we'll answer the question. What happens when we fall ill? What happens when we fall ill?
Ma'am, when we fall in, we are unhappy, ma'am.
Okay, next question.
Life is a burden, ma'am. Life is a burden.
Okay, life is a burden. What are germs and where do they live?
Man, germs are
These
very
are
small
small
living things.
living
They
cells,
live in
ma'am.
dirt
This
and
will
grow in
work
darkness.
and grow in darkness, ma'am.
Okay, how do the germs enter our body?
Ma'am, they get in our body by air, water, food, or cuts in the skin and make us ill. In the skin
What
and
should
make
we
us sick.
do? What should we do to keep our good health?
Ma'am, we have
Ma'am,
to
we
keep
must keep our
ourselves
body
from
clean and
dirt
do
and darkness, ma'am.
exercises daily
We
to
put
keep
in our
ourselves
body
healthy.
sunlight and green space has destroyed the germs, ma'am.
Yeah, we will destroy the germs to keep our body, and we have to take healthy diet and all. Now let's go to the second passage.
Ma'am, you didn't ask fifth question, ma'am.
Find the opposite of friends.
Enemy, ma'am. Enemy, ma'am.
Enemy, ma'am. Dad is good,
Why
ma'am.
four? Yes, ma'am. Dad is good.
Bad is opposite is good. Okay. Second passage. It's about a dream that. Yes. Now let us solve the question number 1.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. What is question number 1? Okay. It is considered to be bad manners to speak half of the time, not to talk to you. Then it is. Now we'll go to the
It's a
passage.
bad accident. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
What happens to what happens when we fall ill? So the answers are not correct.
Yes,
If
ma'am.
it is
Yes.
considered to be bad manners, how there is no control over our sickness. No? So this is a wrong combination. Show us the answer, questions of question number passage number 2. How did the sculptors of Gorillal look?
Real. Ma'am,
Ma'am,
sculptures and
here
developers
pictures are look as real, ma'am.
They were looking very real. How did Gorillal dream one day? What did he dream one day?
Ma'am, he dreamed that
he dreamt about his death. They would come to take him. He took place among statues.
What did he do after the dream?
Ma'am, Gorilal prepared nine.
Ma'am, he made statues like him.
Statues.
Statues like him.
Statue. How was Gorillal caught by the god of death?
Gorilal was caught by the god of death when god of death said that there is that there is one fault, then he said that how can it be fault, then he took him.
Give the synonyms of astonished and caught. Hmm?
Ma'am, for
Astonished.
caught, grab.
What is?
Ma'am, for caught, we can say that he grabbed.
Dropped. Okay. And astonished? Astonished means
Surprised.
surprised. So the opposite of surprise? Quiet, calm, no reaction. Now, section B. Write a letter to your science or geography teacher about the strange things that you saw in the sky. A very good question. Sometimes some geographical phenomena happens, and because of good luck, you are able to see the geographical phenomena. You can write about that, or some science.
Ma'am, can I say, ma'am?
Yeah.
Ma'am, first I will write the school address or sir's address, ma'am. Ma'am, then I'll say, dear sir, yesterday night I saw a very strange geographical phenomena in which I saw many shooting stars following in the sky. I
Okay.
wonder I wonder what causes this, sir. And I request you to answer this, sir, back me in a letter or in class, sir. Because when I saw, I also asked my three wishes that I will be happy and rich in life like that. I asked three times, but I don't know that whether it will come true or what. Then, are there any contemporary beliefs that whatever we say three times when a shooting star passes, whether it will come true or what? And I have a lot of problems, sir. I have a lot of questions. Sir, could you please answer how the shooting star even comes in the sky? And what is the cause of also shooting star? That
Very
and
good.
all are the questions of mine.
Okay, very good. Someone
Yes,
else who saw some scientific things around. So Shivanand is fond of stargazing, and with the telescope, he saw something, and then he wrote to his geography teacher. So it was an interesting event he related. Now somebody should take up science, something you interesting you saw.
ma'am, instead of dear, we should use respected, ma'am.
Okay, dear also is okay in context of teacher. You can
Ma'am,
write
can I
dear.
get it, Spurti?
Yeah.
First, I'll write my address, ma'am, and date. And dear sir, today I saw a phenomena that a cockroach was coming out of its body with a white pigment. I thought it is laying a egg or something like that, but it was not laying a egg, but it shedded its skin and became entirely white. I was amazed by seeing this phenomena, and I want to know more about this, sir. Sir, could you please help me to know about this process, sir?
Okay, the cockroach shedding everything and becoming white. That is also a point of curiosity. So both the questions means answers were good. Now let us go with the story. It's a very famous story. The outline or the hints are given. Yes, now this question particularly I have taken up because last time when such a story was given and people chatted with me on WhatsApp whether it is a fill in the blanks. If it is a fill in the blanks story, it will be clearly mentioned fill in the blanks and complete the story. Here, these are called hints. You have to just take the hints and then frame your own sentences. So, you should be very clear. And some children have committed the mistake that they filled up the gaps and there is no grammar in those. And in English, Grammar is very important. So the hints are Robert Bruce, King of Scotland. Then the English king attacks. Once Bruce is defeated many times, and then he fails. Then he goes to a jungle. Then he sits in a cage, sees a spider trying to reach the wall. The spider is falling many times, but the spider is making many attempts, and then the spider succeeds. And Robert Bruce, who was sitting in the cave, he learns the lesson of his life, and then he returns again, forms an army, and then attacks England, and finally he wins. So, in such cases, when a story is given, first of all, there should be a title of the story. Then we give an introductory paragraph. Then the main story, and finally we conclude and write moral. So this is the way story writing has to be attempted. In case some people who have lost some 4 5 marks, 2 3 marks, they may be wondering why I have lost it. So these are the things. Basically, you have lost marks in spellings. Then section you must have attempted the question wrong, or else there was no moral in the story, no title in the story. How to read such a story? Would you purchase a book which does not have a title or a good cover page? It is the same way. So, a story should have a proper title, then introduction, then the main story, conclusion, finally we give a moral. Then it makes sense, and then you can receive 90% marks in that particular question. Otherwise, if you have missed all these things, don't expect me to award marks. So, can Krishna take up the story? Tell us the story. What will be the title of the story? Krishna, Hemant.
Attack on Robert Bruce, ma'am.
Oh God. This first only you got 0 marks. Attack on Bird Bruce. That is a wrong title of the story.
Ma'am, fighting for freedom.
Fighting for freedom. Okay.
Ma'am, if we try, we will get succeed.
That is the moral.
Failure is the path to success. Ma'am, you can write that hard work always pays off.
Hard work always pays off. Did he work hard?
Ma'am did the chapter on this, ma'am, in third standard.
You had this chapter in the first standard. So recall the
Third
title.
standard, ma'am.
Recall the title they had given.
And the spider.
Okay, that is acceptable. Robert
Robert
Bruce.
Bruce and the Spider-Man.
Okay, fine. Something else you can think of. Now you're in seventh class, third class or first class. You have left.
The King of Scotland.
The King of Scotland. Okay. Yes, Abhishek, Anish, take up the story. People are not contributing. Those who are growing, they keep on growing. Those who are silent, they are keeping mum.
Ma'am, I got another title, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, failures are the steps of success.
Oh, wonderful. Failures are the stepping stones of
Ma'am, can
success.
I take over the story?
Yeah.
Robert Bruce was a king of Scotland. The English king has attacked Robert Bruce. He has defeated, and he has attempted many times, but he fails. He has afraid and run away to forest, and he hided in a cave. The English king has searched for him, and he has not him, but Robert Bruce has seen a spider. It has not reached the web, but it has tried many times. But the spider has failed, it has not, but it has tried many times and get succeed. Robert Bruce has got confidence, and he attacked the English king and defeated him and win the war.
Yeah, very good, Vinay. Barring some grammar mistakes, when I'm giving you assignment forms, still if you are talking and the tense is wrong, now there is nothing like hided, hide, hid, hidden. That's why I keep on giving in assignments forms. Verb forms are very important. Otherwise, in public gathering, you look very funny that I sended, I hid, and all these things looks very, very comic. So just try to remember the correct verb forms. So Robert Frost hid.
And my assignment received.
Yeah, today we'll analyze and send on the defaulters list those who have not sent the subject enrichment
Ma'am,
projects.
I have a doubt, ma'am.
Huh?
Ma'am, if we don't know the exact story which is given in the outlines, can we develop it in our own way, ma'am?
Not when the hints are given, you cannot go out of the or you cannot derail and write some other story.
No, ma'am, using the hints only, ma'am.
Using the hints you have to develop. If just a story prompt is given, like she went to the post office, complete the story, you can write anything. But if such hints are given, then you have to be on these lines only.
Okay, ma'am.
Now let us go for error finding. I love listening to with music.
Which is there, ma'am? Ma'am, with.
With is
With is there.
I love listening music.
Should be replaced, ma'am, with the with
What should be replaced?
the ma'am, the.
I love to listen the music. The will not come. Just
Yes,
spot
sir.
out the error.
And I
Don't add anything.
ma'am, we should just see.
Yeah, I was born with in 1962.
I was born in 1962, ma'am. Which is the error?
I am thinking to buy a new car. This is usually we say like this. I'm thinking to buy a new
Ma'am,
car.
A is error, ma'am.
Huh? This is because we do our mother tongue translation. We say that मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि एक कार खरीद लूँ. That सोचना becomes thinking in English. But
Ma'am, is it I am thinking to buy new car?
I'm planning to buy a new car.
Ma'am, can it be? I was thinking to buy a new car. Can it be, ma'am?
What is Madam telling? Madam is telling that we have a habit of translating things from our mother tongue. And every time mother tongue translation is not correct. That is what I'm saying. Hmm? We'll discuss this question afterwards. Some funny examples I will give you. Then you will understand that when we translate literally, it doesn't make sense. Okay. Now let us find out the missing word, omitted word. I am afraid dark.
I am afraid of dark.
Afraid of dark. Afraid of dark.
Not drawn properly.
I have
I will
not
not drawn properly, ma'am.
properly.
I go to America.
I will go
I
to
will go to America, ma'am.
America.
Okay. Now let us change the speech. Where does Samarth live?
Where did Samarth lived?
Okay. Here, where Samarth lived? He asked me the he asked me if I spoke Hindi.
He told me if I spoke.
He
Okay.
told me if I know Hindi.
He
Okay.
said me if I know Hindi.
He asked me if I spoke Hindi.
If I speak Hindi. He asked me, can you speak in Hindi?
Very good. He asked me, can you speak Hindi? If it is a helping verb only, then only if we add E for whether. Where did the lady go every Sunday?
Lady go to her sister home
Lady goes to her
every
sister
Sunday.
home. The question. Yes, ma'am. Jumbled sentence you skipped that one.
I skipped
Yes, ma'am.
jumbled sentences, okay? Cat killed curiosity the.
The curiosity.
Cat killed curiosity.
Curiosity killed the cat.
Curiosity killed the cat.
Curiosity killed the cat.
Next, as Elvis left the building,
Elvis, Elvis nine has left the Elvis has left the nine building.
the Elvis, do we add the Asha Madam and all this, the
Elvis
Supriya?
nine has left the building. Has left the building.
Elvis left the building.
Nine, ma'am. Elvis nine.
Building. Okay, 9. So first question has been
Elvis
answered.
nine has left the meeting.
Okay, what was the tiger's name?
Timothy. Timothy. Timothy Tiger was named Timothy.
Who were the expert detectives?
The expert detectives Maya and Nishad and Maya. Expert detectives.
Maya and Vishal are expert detectives, ma'am.
Okay, Maya and Nishad. And who were they suspecting or doubting?
Ma'am, they had doubt of Mr. Nath.
Okay. Why is the fire a friend and foe?
Fire
Ma'am,
is friend
fire
and
is
foe
good servant
because fire
and
can
bad
be
master.
dangerous and fire can be helpful also.
What is the moral of this bicycle in a good repair?
We have not to trust unknown people, ma'am.
The moral of the story bicycle in a good repair is we should learn to say no.
Very good. We should learn to say no at that time and we should not believe strangers. Okay. Now let us talk about true or false. First one. The line, just leave it to me.
Yes, ma'am. It is
True, ma'am.
from dad and the cat and the tree.
There is
True,
no
ma'am.
there is no mistake. There is no mistake. That is correct.
False, ma'am. They have given that it is not from garden snake, ma'am. It is from garden snake only, ma'am.
Yeah. It is not from garden snake, but it is from garden snake. Now match the following. What is whacking?
Ball bearings.
Whacking means
Beating, ma'am.
beating.
Beating
Beating.
is beating, ma'am.
Bearings means bearings. What are
And ball
bearings?
bearing. Ball bearing.
Bearings, ma'am. Weeding means turning, ma'am.
Okay, twisting
Whittling
is
means the
okay. So we have discussed today one paper, and I have realized that section B is not satisfactory. Rest of the things you are answering well. So what is the problem with section B is that you lack reading habits You don't read the textbook, you don't read other things. That is why imagination is a problem. When we are well read, thoughts they come to us very easily. But if we are not, then we struggle for ideas. If we are not read or prepared properly, we struggle for things. So I would like to somebody to have good imagination and then tell me the story of Robert Bruce. These boys I've never heard. Aryan and Uncle and Anish and all. Speak. Preetam, you can also speak. Hello. Everybody went
Can
offline
I
when
try?
yes,
Ma'am,
they went
Krishna,
off.
can I try?
Please try. Don't go offline when I ask you something. Nothing to fear.
Ma'am, I was online only. Ma'am, I answered last time. Ma'am, can I
Okay.
start?
Yes, please.
Robert Bruce was the king of Scotland. The English king attacked. One day, the English king attacked Robert Bruce. Robert Bruce was defeated, and and then he was and then he tried many times, but he failed. So he runs to a forest. He was very sad. He sits in a cave and he sees a spider web. He tried to reach the web, and after many attempts, he succeeded to see the web. Bruce learned a lesson from this and returns in the Scotland and collected an army and attacks England and defeated the England king and wins freedom.
Yeah, the same way as when I spoke. Now, I want somebody to add imagination to this. This
Ma'am,
was
can I get a spurti?
somebody else should try. Yeah, afterwards, otherwise, I'll give you a chance.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So here there is a scope of a lot of imagination when what you call Robert Frost sits in the cave. He starts thinking about the reasons of his failure. You have to think more. He starts to think, why did I fail? I have tried my best.
Ma'am, I am making that story. Can you show it on screen?
Huh?
Went away, ma'am, from screen. Yeah, it's back.
Yeah, so then Robert Frost started to think about the reasons of his failure, whether his army was not capable of defeating the English, whether he was not a good commander. You have to add to the points because section B is the only place where you can put your imagination. Grammar, you have to answer to the point only. Then he sees that there is a small spider and the spider is trying to make a web and reach it, but it falls down several times, but the spider does not give up hope, and spider keeps on trying. At that time, Robert Bruce realizes his mistake, that he had given up very easily. He should have tried several times. Everybody does not succeed in the first time. And we should always, after our failure, analyze our mistake. Now, Robert Frost was full of new confidence and enthusiasm, and he decided to attack Scotland. Once again, he went to Scotland and he decided to attack the English. With new josh, enthusiasm, and confidence, Robert Frost and his army successfully defeated the English. So nothing is impossible if you have Josh, enthusiasm, good ideas, you can always win. Then you should write the moral. So this point of the story, it has a lot of scope of your imagination. Story, that is why I keep on saying when we are participating also, we are in a habit of mugging up and vomiting. Don't mug up and vomiting. These type of people will never grow. So you have to add things to the imagination. Yes, now you can tell your stories, Puti.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, then
Robert Bruce. Robert Bruce. Ma'am, shall I tell the title first or at the
yeah,
end, ma'am?
yeah, you can tell the title.
Yeah, ma'am. The title of the story is "Try Until You Get Succeed." Is it okay, ma'am?
Try until you get success,
Success. Okay.
or try until you succeed. There is get will not come if you have to add succeed. Na, try until you succeed. Try until you get to success. Both are.
Okay, ma'am.
Mm.
Robert Bruce was the king of Scotland. He was a good emperor and he ruled his kingdom very happily. But once a English king attacked his kingdom and he could not defeat the English king and lost his freedom and his country. Robert Bruce was very sad after the war. He was trying to find the answer for his questions. His questions were, why did I get defeated by the English king? Is he more brave and strong than me? Or is my army weak? Or am I not a good commander? All these questions were running in his mind. Then he started walking in the forest and reached a cave. He was very upset about his failure and sat in the cave thinking about the questions. Then he saw a small spider which was trying to make the web. uh, he kept on watching the spider. Then he found that the spider was continually trying to make the web and climb up to it, but it failed several times. But after some time, Robert Bruce finds that the spider gets success and it climbs up the web. Then he'll get the answers for his question that if I try till I get success, then I can get the freedom. So he then with more he becomes happy that he found answers, and he goes to his kingdom Scotland and he collects the army and attacks back the English king. This time he succeeded and he won the freedom and ruled his kingdom happily ever after. So the moral of the story is failures are the stepping stones of success. Don't give up very soon. Try until you get success. Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, thank you.